Coming up on today's wrestling news, it's official, Triple H is addicted to Twitter. Huge problems at Cody Rhodes' signing session. I'm going to bring you an update on some changes to WWE SmackDown and a potential name change for a WWE tag team. I'm Adam Wilborn. Oh my God, it's The Undertaker.
Hello. I need help doing the news.
Yes, please, Mr. Undertaker. What have you got there?
Would you like my urn?
Oh, yes, please. Oh my God, it's Andy Murray, not The Undertaker.
Probably the worst idea we've ever had. But hey, hello there, my very good friends. That feels nice. That feels good.
This is a bigger return than Roman Reigns.
Yeah, who knows? It's going to pop a bigger rating as well. 3 million people watching this video already. It's only been up 2 minutes.
Thanks very much, everyone. Good to have you back, man.
Yeah, thank you. It's nice to be back. Should we talk about some news?
Yes, please.
All right, let's talk about Twitter H. Yeah, good start. Triple H's Twitter addiction.
Here we go.
Hey, this comes from Mike Johnson of PW Insider during PW Insider Q&A. I'll just read the paragraph because it's fun. Mike Johnson asked about Triple H and fan feedback and stuff like that. Said, I've been told there are many times where he is scrolling through Twitter from the gorilla position at the broadcasts and paying very close attention to what the audience is doing and reacting as the shows are going on the air. So while the show is going on the air, according to Mike Johnson, Triple H has got his Twitter fingers out and he's looking at your hot takes, he's looking at your spicy opinions, IWC, wrestling, Twitter, whatever. This does kind of track a little bit, right?
Yeah.
Because it was last week when that story came out about Judgment Day being called street trash.
Yeah.
And then them changing their mind due to public outcry. So
I don't know why, we loved it.
yeah, Triple H he's like, remember that ceiling cat meme from like 2001?
Yes.
I'm in your roof reading your tweets, changing your stable names.
Forget taking any signs to wrestling anymore. Just start like a hashtag or something. It'd be far more effective.
Yeah.
You want Pretty Deadly the musical or We Riot? Don't bring a sign that was all over SmackDown. Do a hashtag.
Yeah.
It is also really funny to me that the two most powerful people in all of wrestling, the people who run the two biggest wrestling companies, cannot get enough of this. I can't stress enough. Awful app. I mean, I'm exactly the same. I love a good tweet as much as the next guy, but I'm not in charge of WWE or AEW, so...
Yeah, I'm hopelessly addicted to it, like Tony and Paul seemingly are. But ultimately, this is a good thing, right? Like, it shows, like...
At least they're listening, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. It shows that he's at least, like the great triumph of modern WWE is that they're really in touch with what their fans want. Like, it's very rare that WWE does anything these days where the audience is like, oh, this is garbage, blah, blah, blah. Like, there's no beach balls in the crowd. There's no, whatever. So it kind of shows he's in touch a little bit. I mean, there is the cynical person might look at this and go, maybe this is legental activity because it makes Triple H, look like he's down with the kids or whatever. But yeah, him and Tony, obviously they employ Twitter very differently. Tony's more of a poster.
Oh yeah.
Triple H is more of a reader.
Yeah, he just sits there reading your tweets.
Yeah.
I've always said WWE's the listening promotion, obviously. Nice to have that backed up by this report. And yeah, it is fascinating that you could be sat there watching SmackDown and you just throw out some take and literally the man in charge of everything could be like, it's a good point that Adam's made there. In fact, so you know what? I'm going to start tweeting a hell of a lot more.
What do you think his likes look like now they're private?
Oh yeah. Well, one of these days, Elon's going to press a button, and you're all going to get found out.
You gotta be careful with that. It's like the people who, when you start charging for verification, initially it had a feature where you could hide the blue tick.
Can you not do that anymore?
You can't do that anymore. So he flipped the button, and a bunch of people were like, "Oh crap! Okay, sorry." But the app is what it is. I'm addicted to it. I really enjoy interacting with my very good friends on there. And look, I've been gone a while, obviously, from the videos and stuff, and it has, like, a good side of Twitter. I've had lots of nice messages and ats and likes and stuff from so many different people, and there is a good side to the app for sure. So thank you to the good people out there. I love you and I appreciate you, but I'm back now and there's nothing you can do about it. Sorry haters. Anyway,
let's talk about Cody Rhodes. They've been bigging up this big fan fest thing, the Fanatics Fest in New York City for ages. You've seen it all over Raw and SmackDown. Oh, come along and meet the stars and da-da-da-da. Anyway, big problems went down over the weekend regarding this because, well, it was a big opportunity, obviously, to meet some of your favourite wrestlers, but unfortunately it went horribly wrong in parts because a slew of top WWE names, this according to Fightful Select, had a major presence at the event. But one of the names was Cody Rhodes. Sorry, this is a report from PW Insider. I just automatically assume it's Fightful Select nowadays, to be honest.
Yeah, sure.
Rhodes and several others appearances at the third day of the event, the one that went down on Sunday, did not go down smoothly. Fans had to receive refunds due to some signing sessions being oversold and overrunning at their scheduled time. They had to be pulled from other appearances, or they missed other appearances. Apparently these issues were not down to WWE, but due to the guys at Fanatics Fest. They were forced to leave signings, as I mentioned. Cody missed a scheduled appearance as well at the press conference for the fight between Jake Paul and Mike Tyson. That goes down on Netflix, of course. And he was also planned to appear at a press conference and answer a question. That didn't happen. Fightful Select, here we go. I knew they were part of it one way or another. Sean Ross Sapp from Fightful Select clarified the issues here, saying the system went down during Cody's session. Cody had a very strict departure time, so he could make a house show in Fort Myers. Fans who didn't get a photo getting refunds. They reiterated it wasn't Cody's fault. But you know, I've been at places before where you pay your money and you want to meet your favourite wrestler, or even just get a quick photo with them, and it is a bit devastating if it's something you've been looking forward to, or especially if you've bought it for your kid, for example. Yeah,
that would be the real one, wouldn't it? That would be the real pain in the butt. But sometimes with these events, things just get like, sometimes people do be talking, and they just overrun a little bit. So I'm glad it's not Cody's fault. Like, Cody is super switched on with his fans.
I bet you he's gutted.
He's probably absolutely devastated. Yeah, like he's super in touch with his audience and his supporters. And like, if you had to get to a house show, well, there's nothing you can really do about that, is there? It's just one of those unfortunate things.
It's like the lesser of two evils, isn't it? He has to be at the house show because he wants to make his appearances. But even so, if you just stood there going, I was really looking forward to meeting Cody, but.
Yeah.
Knowing Cody, he'll probably just say, send me your address and I'll just pop round for a cup of tea.
Yeah,
to each person.
I'll email you a bus. He'll figure out a way to make it right. It's not as bad as that one over WrestleMania weekend where The Rock was like 2 hours late or whatever. What was his excuse for that? Oh, traffic was bad.
He's the best, I think. That was his excuse, and I'll absolutely take that.
He made everyone stand there. And then
it's a good job he was a heel, wasn't it?
Yeah, he's the final boss. He can do what he wants. Yeah.
But I'll tell you where people won't be let down for meet and greets.
Hello.
And that is the What Culture live show. It goes down, oh my God, this Sunday. We better start planning what we're actually going to do.
You better.
Tickets are still available, whatculture.com/tickets. If you want to join us on Sunday ahead of All In, we're going to be doing a live show and then an extended meet and greet afterwards. And then, well, to be honest, the meet and greet is probably going to be extended to all of us walking over to Wembley for All In. Really looking forward to that. And then afterwards, Sweet Chin Disco goes down at the same venue, Crystal Club, which is mere minutes away from Wembley. Now, Sweet Chin Disco is sold out, but there will be a limited number of tickets available on the door. So if you've missed out for that, it's going to be a great night. Max Caster's going to be there. Prince Nana's going to be there. I'm hosting for some reason. You are going to be able to get tickets for that on the door, so do join us for that. And whatculture.com/tickets.
I will not be there, but it's going to be the biggest show we've ever done. Are those two things correlated?
No.
I think they are. But yeah, no, seriously, there's plenty of tickets left. It's going to be a great night. I'm looking forward to watching video on demand later on.
Yeah.
Like everyone else.
I'm looking forward to seeing all the foam fingers in the crowd at Wembley.
Yeah. We got t-shirts, we got all sorts of things. They're really nice. You should check it out.
Sunday, Sunday, wow.
Biggest live show we've ever, over 300 tickets sold so far. Get involved.
Join us for that, absolutely.
It's a huge room. Speaking of rooms,
yeah,
SmackDown taping.
That's in huge. That has to be in huge rooms now. They're selling out all over the place.
They are. They could probably hold it on the moon, and everyone would people would still travel, right? Like, the audience is nuts.
SpaceX or whatever.
Oh, there he is, Elon, all over this video.
Hey, my guy. Not my guy.
Whoa.
Not my guy.
He's a strange man.
Yeah.
Right, let's talk about how WWE sent the fans home happy from this week's episode of SmackDown at the tapings. It wasn't just because of the latest awesome Bloodline angle.
I was just saying, they weren't happy at the end of the show because Roman got his head caved in by Jacob Fatu.
He took his chili pepper necklace and all that stuff. I've been enjoying those memes, by the way, the chilies. That's fun. But look, this is dark match activity. Obviously, bit of a bummer angle to end the main show on because the big hero got his butt kicked again. However, WWE did switch some dark matches around to make those in the building go home with a smile on their face. So originally they were going to have two dark matches. It was going to be Sami Zayn versus Ludwig Kaiser one-on-one, and then they were going to have a World Heavyweight title three-way pitting Gunther versus Jey Uso versus Damian Priest. Sounds tasty. But instead, they switched things up. They had Sami Zayn wrestle Santos Escobar. So there you go. That's cool.
Yeah.
Good. And then they did...
Kind of weird because Santos is technically challenging for the other title, but still.
Yeah, you know, what happens on a dark match stays on a dark match. And instead of that, they ended up doing Gunther versus Jey Uso one-on-one for the World Heavyweight title. That ended up in a no contest due to interferences from Ludwig Kaiser and Damian Priest. So what ended up happening was that Gunther and Kaiser, Imperium, obviously, teamed up and they lost to Jey Uso and Damian Priest. Why? To send the fans home happy.
I'm just trying to work out, I wasn't there unfortunately, but I'm trying to work out who out of Gunther and Ludwig Kaiser would have taken the pinfall in that.
Yeah, I wonder. I wonder.
But yeah, look, it's one of those things, isn't it? Yeah, I think it's often dictated the dark matches or the results of the dark matches on what happens on the show and what they think they can kind of get away with, because it's just a sort of added bonus if you're there, of course. But yeah, having Roman Reigns get destroyed by the new bloodline and then Gunther just beat Jey Uso and Damian Priest, as much as we love Gunther, obviously, might be a bit like, but you see Jey Uso beat, you know, someone from Imperium or Damian Priest, and you think maybe there's a chance. There's not. Gunther's going to hold that title for a long old time, and I'm kind of fine with that.
Yeah, absolutely. He's the best. He's the king. He's the god. He's I love him. I just love him.
He's great. Yeah. I think, you know, a lot of people obviously understandably had big concerns about when he went to the main roster, but I mean, it's one of the best main roster transitions I've ever seen.
You just look at the person writing it, right? Like, because remember when he was in that Survivor Series match when Vince was still penning things and he lost in like 2 minutes or whatever.
He lost a chop battle first of all.
Yeah.
And you were like, well, Vince just sees him as a big baby, I suppose.
He lost that chop battle. It's like Shane McMahon going toe to toe with Matt Riddle in that Royal Rumble MMA fighter. What's going on? But yeah, then you look at how he's been presented under Triple H. We got past the Gunther Stark gibberish. We got away from that very quickly. Fortunately, kicks ass. He rules.
Yeah, really good stuff. And speaking of changes on SmackDown, interesting report coming through from Fightful Select on their Patreon page about some of the other stuff that went down, or at least went down backstage on SmackDown, because Angel and Humberto, obviously a part of Legado del Fantasma with Santos, and they were featured on SmackDown, I should say, in a sort of, they sat down to dinner and Santos was like, everyone's going to be cheering me and I'm going to take the US title from LA Knight next week. Escobar, see, all that good stuff. Well, Angel and Humberto were listed not as Legado del Fantasma, but as Los Garza. But do not panic. Fightful Select were told that many names are used kind of interchangeably on run sheets. The rules aren't as hard and fast as they used to be. So one would assume this is just them saying, okay, when it's the lot of them, you know, those two, Santos and of course Elektra Lopez, they will be listed as Legado del Fantasma, or like Santos with Legado del Fantasma in his corner, presumably for this week's title match, of course. But if it's just the tag team of Angel and Humberto, that's Los Garza.
Yeah, there you go. The Garza.
The Garza.
The Garza. There you go. They're related, aren't they? Humberto and Angel somehow?
Yes.
I can't remember how exactly, but I think there's some kind of lineage there.
Please bring back Angel ripping his trousers off. I miss it so much.
What a great bit, man. It was like the anti-Taichi. And look, the Taichi bit is great as well, but it's a completely different... It's like, hey, I'm a weird loser. Woohoo! With Angel, it's like, I'm an incredibly attractive man. Here's my trousers.
Sort of a babyface move, really.
Yeah, it kind of
Get
is.
your legs out!
Kind of is. I like these guys a lot. I think they're very fun. Angel in particular rules.
Yeah, it's one of those things where I see the sit-down segment that they had, the thing where they're like, I'm going to win the title, and I'm like, you're not. LA Knight's literally just won it, and he's hugely popular. But I do hope for good things for Legado del Fantasma. Or maybe they're just going to be heated up to be eventually beaten by the arriving Phoenix and Penta.
That's a twirling
all
saga.
the Mexicans have to interact with each other, apparently.
Triple H. Yeah, there's ups and downs for sure.
Exactly.
But for the most part, I mean, the Lucha Brothers coming in is pretty exciting, isn't it?
Yeah.
I understand why some people are like, I don't want to see them leave AEW because they've been there since day one. But I like it when people jump around.
Yeah, you've said before, haven't you, that I think it's good for the business. And I do think it's good for a team like Phoenix and Penta, just because not that they've done, not that they've gone poorly in AEW, but they have kind of done a lot of stuff that they could do. They've won the tag titles, they've been involved in big matches, big feuds and what have you. And as with many people, whether they're jumping from WWE to AEW or AEW to WWE, I want to see what that looks like.
Yeah, exactly. I think it's particularly fun when it's somebody you really strongly associate with another brand. And obviously the Lucha Brothers have had long careers and they've been to loads of different places. So, wrestling fans who maybe knew them before AEW don't necessarily think them as AEW people, but a lot of mainstream American fans will. So I think it's really cool. In the same way, if Bobby Lashley, who we'll talk about later, shows up in AEW, Awesome. What does that
Yes.
look like? That's sick. Like, people jumping around, I think, is good for the health of the business.
I've got a really good idea of what they could do with him in AEW that I guarantee is going to make you smile. But join us for the after news for that one. In the interim, why not check out this video right here? We'll see you later.
See you later. You got my iron. Cheers, Paul Bearer's in there, man. Bye.